forward for more balance or bend for even more. And that is probably our last one. You made it through that section. All right. So we're going on to our back. We're going to start with our bridge series because gotta love the glutes, right? No lazy butts, as we say in our class. Your heels are fairly close to your seat, all right? If you find that you start to feel these in your low back, you want to make sure your deep contraction in the abs, really using that breath to support, and that's still not happening, just take your range a little smaller. We're going to maintain our neutral, press down through our upper arms, and exhale, press up into our bridge. So holding here for a few breaths, opening up the front of the hip. We want to squeeze the seat. Again, that lovely spot between the butt and the thigh are really active. You're pulling, imagining you're pulling your heels towards your seat to fire up those hamstrings, the back of your thighs, just a little bit more. And thinking about reaching your shins and your knees in the opposite direction. Get that whole leg involved, the whole core. We're breathing into our ribs and exhale, deepen that contraction as we go out. And now adding little pulses, just release a little bit and squeeze. These are so lovely. Maybe you won't agree with me, but they're good for you. Again, we need to be up and walking. We don't want to lose that. You got to use it or lose it. And we got to wake those glutes up because we do spend a lot of time sitting, as much as we don't like to admit it. 2 and 1. We're bringing everything down. Now remember, if any of these bother your back, take a break, reset, change your range of motion. Maybe just do a little smaller range. All right, we're going to press straight up again. We're bringing one knee to tabletop, so we're challenging keeping the hips level. All right, stretch that leg up if that feels good to you. Otherwise, keep it bent. And then here we go, those small little pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7. Hips are staying level. Remember, you could be here. This is just fine too if that feels better for your knee or hip or back. And one more. Bring that knee down. Oh, we're going to stay here. Fire up that other side. Keep your hips level. Bring the knee up. Extend the knee if that feels good. And our small pulses here. Still pulling that heel toward the seat. Right? Our single leg bridge. And remembering you could go a little lower. Little easier on that low back. You know where you need to work today. And 3, 2, 1. Bend that knee. Place the heel down. Lower everything down. Beautiful job. That's a lot of work. All right, let's see what's on my next. One leg circle. One of my favorites. So you can keep one knee bent. Bring the other leg to tabletop. We're in our neutral position. You can keep, if you have tight hamstrings, you might want to just keep this knee bend. We're focused on the thigh movement, not what's happening up here. If you've got the flexibility, feel free to do a straight leg. I'm going to demonstrate the bent knee. So imagine your leg moves away from the body, out and around. So if I had a marker on my knee, I'd be drawing a little circle or half circle on the ceiling. All right, I'm trying to keep my hips nice and level. All right. And again, with the full leg, be out here. The other option is to have that leg straight and pressing down through the heel. It's where you want to work. Let's reverse our circle. So again, back to that bent knee version. We're focused on the movement of the thigh bone, not the whole leg, just this in the hip socket, right? It should be nice and warm now because we got it nice and warmed up. Very good. Place that foot down. Let's bring the other knee up, all right? And out to the side and around. Keeping the hips level. You always have the option again, like I said, one leg straight, both legs straight. It all depends on where you're working today and what feels good to you. All right, and now the other direction. And again, choose your leg position. The main focus is movement of the thigh and keeping our pelvis nice and neutral. Weight pretty even on both butt cheeks. Yeah, very good. Let's put that foot down. Nice job. From there, we're going to side lying again. So, let's go over here. Side planks. They're a beautiful thing. Before I do that, let's grab a little water. So we went quite a while without a break. All right, side plank. So again, if you need a little padding, we're going to do a forearm side plank here. Feel free to roll that mat up. And we're in this long leg, so lots of options. I'm going to give you 3 options. Well, we'll see how many I end up with. Here's option number 1, just here. Option number 2, here. Option number 3, stacked legs, here. All right, or you could have split leg. All right, but weight into that forearm. Try not to get it all into your elbow, but really get it distributed through that whole forearm. All right, so we're gonna go for a 20-second hold. You choose where you want to go, and we're gonna start now. All right, so this arm can be up, this free arm can be up, it can be down. It can be help reminding you to keep that lifted, whatever feels good. And we just have 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful job. We're going to take this into something called a side bend. So now we are on this hand, but again, you could do it here. My front heel is in front of my bottom ankle, and I'm more on my thigh than my hip. So you can be here or here, all right? And just coming up onto a knee. Lovely, opening through the side of the body and back down with control. All right, so my hand's out. The heel of my hand is pretty even with the front heel, that top leg. So you can be here. And again, option 2 would be coming up into a full side bend. All right, or you always have this option too. Whatever works in your body. We'll do 3 more in whichever version feels good to you. Or maybe you want to mix it up. And 1 more. We're stabilizing. This is also, believe it or not, a shoulder stabilization exercise for this one here. We don't want that shoulder sliding up, and I bet you did just a great job. We're going to come up here, just in a little mermaid pose here, both knees off to the side. That doesn't feel good for your knees, you can sit crisscross applesauce or one leg straight, whatever works for your knees, yes? And we're gonna grab hold of our leg or the floor and just side bend the other way. And come up and reach over and up and over. And we're going to do 1 more of those. Before we move to do the other side, we'll go into something called spine stretch forward. Legs can be out front like so, crisscross applesauce, or out front with a little bend, whatever feels good to you. But you want to be up on the bumpy part of your butt. This feels not so great in the low back or tight or grippy in your hips. Grab a yoga block or sit on a chair to do this. Works out great because we really just want to focus on the mobility of our spine and not necessarily on stretching the hamstrings here. All right, so the arms are out front. Exhale, nods your chin, and exhale, reach forward toward the floor. You can slide your fingertips along, and inhale, stack it back up. So I'm really just focusing on my upper back, upper mid back, my lower back. I'm trying to keep straight. I'm not bringing my hips forward. I'm keeping my weight right over the bumpy parts of my butt, the sit bones, as I reach over. And inhale. Think about the muscles of my spine lifting me back up, right? Exhale, reaches over. And inhale, lifts me back up, opens up that chest. Take that moment. Actually, let's add some arm to that because it never hurts. We stack up, we bring those arms up, we go to our goalpost arm. Ooh. And dive forward. Stack it back up, bring the arms up. Goalpost, reach out, clasp behind us. And then we'll do our side plank on the other side. So if you need to fold up your mat, here's your time to do it. Remembering we have both knees bent, one knee bent, both knees stacked or split. Your choice. We're going up for 20 seconds starting now. All right, we're pressing through that whole forearm, right? We're using our breath to control. You have 10 more seconds. Our butt's tight. You've worked your butt all morning so far, or all session so far. You can keep it turned on. And then we bring it down. We go into our side bend. So the knees are bent. My front heel is in front of my bottom ankle. Remember, you can stay on your forearm or come up, and I'll do all three versions. Our fingertips are reaching away, the heel of my hand about level with the heel of my front foot. So, and again, the closer in, I didn't mention this earlier, the closer in your feet are, the harder it is. So maybe not so close, right? We bring it up, just come up here to the knee, or we come up all the way. And you choose where you'd like to work. Remember, we talked about the bottom arm is stabilizing through that shoulder. So you were pulling that armpit down and pulling that shoulder blade down, squeezing under your armpit to keep that shoulder blade from sliding up. Here's our other version as a reminder. Let's do one more, whichever version felt good. We come back down, we come up, we find either our mermaid, Cleopatra legs, crisscross applesauce, whatever felt good. We're grabbing hold of the leg or the floor and side bending the opposite way, opening up, feeling that lovely length along the side body. Reach over and up and reach over and up. One more time. Reach over and up. We're almost there, gang. We're working our way back up to standing. So find your proposal position. Again, if you want to roll up that mat, get a little padding, that's fine. We're going to start with the one leg forward, the other leg back. Your back toes can be tucked under or flat, whatever feels good. If this position isn't great for you, you can certainly do these kneeling with both feet on the ground, back on your heels, seated crisscross applesauce, or seated in a chair. All of them will work. All right, so we're going to start with a little bit of rotator cuff work and just in and out. Again, 5 of these. Elbows in close, opening wide, thinking about your collarbones moving up and back. Keeping the belly pulled in. All right, we're going to bring those elbows up, more like an Arnold press, up and in. Feel those shoulder blades squeeze together, reach up as they drop down. They sort of look like DeLorean doors on your back here as you reach up. The up bottom part slides up, and then they come back down. 2, and 1 more. Very good. We bring it together. Palms forward, reach out, a little wide elbow row. Again, challenging that balance. Pushing through your back foot. Pressing through the front heel. Thinking about your inner thighs. Trying to squeeze together. And then we're going to add rotation. You're going to take your back leg arm, bring it back and rotate. You can take your head with you, but if that throws you off balance, keep that head forward. All right, so you can stay here, or you can add the head bend. 2 more. Your choice of what you want to do with your head. And we have one last one. Very good. Adding a little bit of stretch here. We're going to come down. Lean back. So I'm going to move to the side so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Lean back, toes up, point it. We come forward. Shift this hip forward, hands up, reach up. And then we add a little rotation. So this arm can be here or on the other side. Whatever feels good. Come back up. Hands to the floor. Reach back as flat a back as you get. Little hamstring work. Again, that doesn't feel good in your knee. No need to go back that far. Shift the weight forward. Come up. Up we go. And then add that little rotation. Come back up. Now you could certainly do this sitting in your chair. All right, kind of one butt cheek on the chair, on the edge of the chair, on the side of the chair, and do the same similar moves. All right, so let's go to the other side. We're in our proposal position, right? I'm gonna come back this way. We'll start with our rotator cuff again, another set, 5, 4, again, back foot pressing down, back shin pressing down into the mat. Inner thighs pulling toward each other like long lost lovers. Up front heel, pressing into the floor, elongating that spine, right? And then we're going to bring it up for these little Arnolds. And in, feeling those shoulder blades just slide, the bottom of the shoulder blades slide up and around your rib cage like the DeLorean doors a bit. And one more here. And we move it, arms forward into rows. And again, still active through the legs, still active through the abdominals, elongating the spine. The back muscles, the spinal extensors are working to reach out through the crown of your head. Yes, it's a whole body workout. And now just that back leg arm goes. Remember, you can keep your eyes forward or take them with you. All right, forward or with you. You can change it up. Always good for neuroplasticity and our brain health, right? Anything to stave off dementia. All right, we're going into that little bit of stretch. So our hands come down, we send our hips back however far that's comfortable, and we bring it forward. Hands up here, reach up, bring that open a little bit. Always good. Hands to the floor. A little bit of balance challenge here with this stretch. Come forward, up, and feel free to take more of these than I gave you. Yeah. All right, from here, we're bringing this leg back. Yes. We're on our hands and knees once again. Grab that mat as if you're going to pick up a giant handful of it. Tuck the toes under, moving into down dog. Alternating heels for a little bit, lengthening that spine, reaching out, crown of the head one direction, tailbone in the other. And then, if you got it in you, let's try a few little shoulder presses here. Snuck in a little bit of extra arm work at the end. Belly in, 3, 2, 1. Oh, stretch it back, soften the knees, walk it back. All right, find all 4 corners of your feet. Relax the neck. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Stir those arms around. Pull up on those arches. Press down through the heels. The whole foot, all 4 corners of the feet. Lift the arch. You'll feel that inner thigh connect. You'll start to feel your glutes connect. You draw that navel up. You drop the tailbone down as you start to roll up. All the way to standing. Reach it up. Arms stretch out. Come up on those toes. Hopefully you feel much more centered and balanced. Roll the shoulders. And it's been lovely seeing you again.